In today's time, you have a variety of different trading platforms that you can use when it comes to the future markets. Okay, now NinjaTrader 8 is a great futures trading platform that a lot of you can use and trade various markets, whether it's the Nasdaq, whether it is some of the currency markets or commodities like gold, GC. It doesn't matter. As long as you trade futures, you can use this platform. They have been around for a while. It's a very versatile trading platform in which you can use. And I'm going to show you how I go about on a daily basis scalping. Now, I don't swing trade. I'm not a position style trader by any means. I simply am looking for key defined zones off my charts when it comes to trading futures on the day. Now, when it comes to scalping, we're looking to get into the market, grab a few points, and get out. I'm not interested in trading and holding positions for multiple hours, 30 minutes. I like to be in and out of trades and no more than 10 minutes, preferably 5 minutes or more. This is how you can do this 5 days a week. And it all really boils down to understanding the flow of the market when it comes to trading futures. Okay, so we have the NinjaTrader 8 platform up in front of us, and please forgive me for this data gathering that you see here. It's just my charts loading up. I just started the program, but anyways, what I want you to pay attention to is one thing for sure is understanding the flow of the market, and if we're making higher highs and higher lows. So just the last few days, we'll take a look here. So what we see is the market had been moving to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. Now this all comes together when we are going about defining key supply and demand zones. All right, and I'm going to tell you right now what makes the difference in quality of zones, and that is, if I'm looking for high probability setups, that is a gap at the zone. All right, if you understand what I'm talking about, then you already know we can move forward. For those that are kind of confused as to what I'm actually saying when I refer to gaps resting back at a zone, just take this example, say right here. Okay, the market was moving lower and it was making these lower lows and lower highs. We broke structure here, we broke it here, and typically when I see two breaks of structure like that, that giving me a sign or telling me that the market is reversing from a bullish standpoint, and it could be just for a short period of time. We never know. But in this case here, we are breaking structure lower, so I'm interested in high probability or quality setups, not low probability. The difference what marks a high probability setup versus a low probability one is going to be, is there a gap resting back at a zone? Okay, and that's basically just an imbalance resting at a supply or demand zone. So when it comes to trading here, for example, in NinjaTrader 8, and you'll see setups just like this no matter the trading platform you use. But because I like the versatility of using NinjaTrader 8, this is why I have been using it for many years. But when it comes to scalping, say for example the Nasdaq or the NQ here, what I'm looking for is there an imbalance resting back at the zone? In this case here, there is one. There's a gap resting right here. Just think about it this way: if there is a gap, there there's an imbalance. If there's not one, then there's no imbalance. So if there is an imbalance, then it's a high probability setup if you're following suit with structure. Because we have this structural break, another structural break to the downside, and pull back to where there is an imbalance or gap resting at the zone. And for all those struggling to understand what am I talking about, please watch the video content and you'll pick up fairly quick about gaps versus no gaps. So, and all that is that if you see this last bullish candle here to the upside, and then where this bearish candle broke below it, it didn't immediately come back and fill it back up, meaning this candle here broke below that last bullish candle to the upside, but when nothing pulled back to fill in that area from underneath until it did right here and pull back all the way back to the zone. So now we have a chance to actually trade going short at a supply area where there's an imbalance resting at the zone. Once I mark up my higher base chart here on the NinjaTrader 8 platform in reference to and following suit with, the flow of the market as far as structure, then I can move on to a lower base chart to look for the remaining part of the strategy to unfold for me to take a shot going short here. But I want to stop before I move any forward. If you're interested and you really want to understand the concept, the strategy, like so many other traders have, then you can join the Discord. It's free. There's a link down in the description portion of the video. Click on it. Come over today. You can join us. Secondly, if you want more additional content and access and to grasp an understanding in detail about the strategy, I'll walk you through tons of trade setups as if you're sitting right next to me. So it's like having a live real-time trading experience to where you're right next to me and I'm walking you through these things to understanding my mindset of why I took these setups, understanding and breaking down the strategy, talking about stop loss and profit target areas and market structure. You may want to become a elite member. Okay, it's only $6.99 a month. It's not hundreds or thousands of dollars that you find yourself signing up for through all these so-called gurus you find online. I'm really spending time breaking things down so you can grasp an understanding of these trades that I take. Same trades that I take and post on the Discord are ones that I cover full-length video content for our elite members. Okay, it's a private group or private access community for only $6.99 a month. Okay, the link to that to become one is right down in the description portion of the video. Click on it again, and 2 tiers will pop up. Make sure to choose that second one so that you can then gain direct access to it. I will tell you this: if you spend time watching that video content, you will walk yourself through, as I do in that video, those videos on the strategy and how I actually trade. And you can educate yourself by doing so. I'm just going to put it out there. Now, going back to what I was saying about using NinjaTrader 8 as the platform of choice for me, which is also for many others in scalping the E-mini futures. We've already identified here this area of supply right here. So it's just a matter of moving down to a lower base chart. We want to find as much confluence as we can when scalping so that we can, kind of ensure that we are taking our trades in the right direction. So moving down to, say, this is my higher base chart. I marked up a supply zone. But again, we want to be able to, look for these trade setups surrounding what's going on in the market. We are bearish now to the downside because we're breaking multiple areas of structure. And if we move down, this lower, this bigger box is that higher base 120 range supply zone. This smaller box is where I want to then identify a smaller supply area on the inside of that larger one. So when we see this retracement coming back to the supply zone here, okay, we're going to then scale down and find a smaller zone inside of that larger zone. Okay, so this is a 24 range zone inside of the 120 range zone here on NinjaTrader 8. So when the market pulls back to it, okay, we can see the market tested. We're looking for the break in the close of the candle to actually go short. Now we see right here where the market probably gave you several points there before coming back and maybe stopping you out, and basically setting up for a second entry to go short. Now you could do this, right? So you could have re-entered the trade here, to pick up some additional points here. Maybe if you did get stop out here. We don't control the market, so the markets are going to do what they want to do. And most times I'll talk about this in a lot of videos where they're going to retest an area here, and they did. They came back up. They weren't quite ready to move going back to the downside without grabbing some area of liquidity first, and they did that, and then they pushed the market lower. So once it came back up for a second test at 913, it moves on down here to 870, and you could have picked up quite a bit of points there. So but normally what you can do in a situation like this is that you can take the trade, wait for it, maybe get out once you see the market coming back up. I talk about, if you see the market first candle, second candle starting to become bullish back to the upside, then go ahead, close out at break even before it actually stops you out. Wait to see if you get another rejection and then take the trade going back short. Or you can wait for, a structure break on the 24 range to the downside and then look for a pullback to go short. So as another example, I'm going to show you, like right here, the market broke more structure to the downside. We have a pullback. This is the key area of supply right here. Again, we're following the movement and the structure of the market to the downside when it comes to, here trading the Nasdaq futures. So it pulls back right here. We'll move down to the next area of supply that I want to show you. That's where we at right here. Okay, so as you can see, the market pulls back. First, we want to mark up that higher base zone right there, and then we move down, and then on the 24 range, it pulls back to the higher base 120 range zone. I'm looking to see, is there a smaller 24 range zone on the inside of supply. There is right there. It comes back to it. It's high probability as well. And that's key too. We want to be marking, again, these high probability zones, not low probability. The difference of low and high is that is there a gap attached back at the zone itself? Is there an imbalance there? Yes, there is. Okay. So then here on the 24 range, there is also a small imbalance. I'm not sure if you can actually see it. I'll blow this up a little bit. Right here, okay, there's a gap resting back at the zone. The market taps it, we get the rejection, and we go short. Okay, so that's in a nutshell the strategy and how I actually trade the E-mini futures using the NinjaTrader 8 on a daily basis. Okay, and it's pretty easy if you're just first. I always talk about you got to understand structure. Once you grasp and master that concept there, then the rest of it kind of falls suit in place like a puzzle. And then you're just identifying these high probability versus low probability zones to take your shots from. Now, we're not just taking them straight from the higher base chart unless you choose to. And that would be more so like kind of trying to swing trade. But when it comes to scalping the E-mini futures, then we're looking for to move down to a lower base chart to more so define a smaller area to trade from. So hopefully that makes sense. You can spend some time on the charts. I do recommend back testing. And also forward testing to make sure things work. And trust me, they do work. It's just a matter of being patient, and patient leads to consistency in the markets. Okay, but outside of that, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're not a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking the subscribe button now, and make sure to turn your post notifications on so you do not miss any of the upload. When I post content here on the channel. But outside of that, I wish everyone a fabulous weekend. And if you do me the biggest favor, see that thumbs up button, that little like button, go ahead and click on that now if you like the content here found in the videos. Also spend some time here on the channel to understanding, more so and gathering more information about the strategy and how I trade. So, but that's going to be it, guys. I appreciate it for tuning in today. And, I'll look to see everyone next week, especially to everyone that is part of the Discord community. And if you're interested in becoming an elite member, both those links are down in the description portion of the video. Take care.